Welcome back people. In last video we saw about static and relative positions. In this video we will see about absolute and fixed position. With absolute positioning we are positioning the element relative to its parent. For example, let's say we have a div, I colored it in yellow. We have a div with width of 600 pixels, height of 600 pixels, background color is yellow and the position is relative. And we all have an image which is present inside the div element, and the image element has a width of 200 pixels, height of 200 pixel, position is absolute. What we have to note here is that the parent, that is the div, is relative and the child, that is the image, is absolute. The child will be positioned based on the position of the parent. Let's specify right 30 pixels. Let's save this, reload this. Now the image moves to the right and now it is 30 pixels from right border of the parent div. This can be a little confusing at first. Relative position means that you are adding a margin relative to where the element should have been. Absolute position means that you are adding a margin to its parent element. Let's go back to our example. Let's close this. So this is our previous example, right? Here, let's remove the relative positioning. Now, if you see, all three div are children of the body element. Here you can see all the three div are the children of the body element. Let's set the position of yellow to absolute and give it a left margin of 200 pixels. The yellow is 200 pixel away from body's border, but now the red div has filled up the space of yellow div. This means absolute position does affect the flow of your HTML code, whereas the relative position does not affect the flow of HTML. So let's say this has 300, so you can visualize what happened here. Yeah, now it's right. When we are using absolute positioning, we are actually taking the element out of the flow of the document. That is why the other two div shifted up. When you use absolute positioning, you would be able to move the content with so much ease as it is moved in relation with its parent element. So go ahead and play with these div until you can understand absolute positioning. Both absolute and relative positioning are used commonly across websites. So let's go to fixed positioning now. We all would have used navigation bar in different websites or sidebars. It seems to be fixed in a particular position even if we scroll through the website. The navigation bar stays in its position. We used fixed position to do this. Let's give red color a fixed position. Let's say we have a few more. Let's save this first. Let's go to our index.html and copy the green div. So now we have a few more div elements with the class green. So now when you scroll this, you can see that the red div is fixed in its place. Let's go to styles.css and see the position of the red div is fixed. Let's also keep the yellow div fixed. Let's see what happens now. So now you can see the difference, right? Even if you scroll the website all the way down or all the way up, the fixed element doesn't move. It stays on top or wherever you position it. It stays fixed in its position. You can use this to create nav bar or sidebar or something that you want to be fixed in its position. I hope you would have understood fixed and absolute positioning. Thank you for watching the video. Do like, share and subscribe to Supporting Tech.